Stop what you are doing for a moment because what you are about to hear may be some of the most important health information you have heard in a long time. Many adults over 50 spend years focusing on cancer detection, screenings, and warning signs, yet very few are ever taught how daily habits may influence the biological environment in which cancer begins or struggles to grow. That is the gap too many people live with. They are told to watch for problems, but they are not always taught how to build a body that is more resilient from the inside out. And while no lifestyle can promise total protection, there is growing scientific interest in the idea that some of the most powerful tools for prevention are not found in a prescription bottle. They are found in what you do every single day, from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to sleep. What makes this especially relevant after the age of 50 is that the body changes in subtle but meaningful ways. Hydration becomes less efficient, muscle mass gradually declines, sleep quality often weakens, inflammation tends to rise, the gut microbiome shifts, cellular repair slows, the immune system becomes less sharp than it was decades earlier. All of these changes may seem unrelated on the surface, but together they shape the internal conditions that either support health or make the body more vulnerable. When the cells are overwhelmed by oxidative stress, when damaged material is not cleared efficiently, when blood sugar remains too high too often, or when inflammation becomes chronic, the system loses some of its natural balance. That is why daily routine matters far more than most people realize. Let us begin with something simple that many people dismiss because it seems too ordinary to matter. Hydration, especially first thing in the morning, may be one of the most overlooked habits in healthy aging. Many older adults do not feel thirst as strongly as they used to. The body's signals become weaker with age, and that means a person can spend much of the day mildly dehydrated without fully realizing it. This matters because water is involved in nearly every process that keeps tissues functioning well. It helps circulation, supports digestion, assists detoxification, and plays a key role in the movement of lymphatic fluid. The lymphatic system is like a silent cleanup network, helping move waste products, debris, and unwanted material out of the tissues. When hydration is poor, that system becomes less efficient. The result may be sluggish cleanup, more inflammation, and a less stable environment inside the body. A simple practice such as drinking a large glass of water soon after waking can help restore fluid balance after the long hours of sleep. Morning hydration may also support bowel regularity, circulation, and energy, and it creates a healthier foundation before the first meal of the day. Some people like to add fresh lemon for flavor, and that can make the habit easier to maintain. What matters most is consistency. A body that begins the day hydrated is better prepared for everything that follows. And when that hydration is paired with even light morning movement, the effect may be even stronger because movement helps stimulate circulation and lymph flow. Now consider what happens in the gut. For a long time, many people thought of the gut as little more than a digestive tube, but modern research keeps revealing that it is deeply connected to inflammation, immunity, metabolism, and even cellular signaling throughout the body. After age 50, the gut environment often becomes less diverse. The intestinal barrier may become more fragile, and harmful bacterial byproducts may more easily slip into circulation. When this happens, the immune system can remain in a low but persistent state of activation. This is the kind of chronic inflammation that does not always produce dramatic symptoms, yet over time, it can quietly damage tissues and disrupt normal repair mechanisms. That is where fermented foods may offer meaningful support. Natural yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and miso provide beneficial microbes that can help diversify the gut microbiome when used regularly as part of a balanced diet. A healthier microbial environment may support the production of compounds that nourish the cells lining the colon and help regulate inflammation. When these beneficial bacteria interact with fiber from vegetables, legumes, and whole foods, they produce substances that help maintain the integrity of the gut lining. In simpler terms, the gut becomes calmer, stronger, and less leaky, and when the gut is healthier, the rest of the body often benefits as well. This is particularly important because prevention is not just about attacking a disease. It is also about strengthening the systems that keep the body orderly and resilient. A well-nourished gut influences immune balance. It may affect how the body handles toxins, how inflammation is regulated, and how efficiently waste products are processed and eliminated. That is why a simple habit such as including 1 or 2 small servings of naturally fermented food each day may have effects far beyond digestion alone. Physical activity is another pillar that becomes more important with age, not less. Many people know exercise is good for the heart and weight control, but its deeper metabolic effects are often underestimated. Walking, when done consistently and at the right pace, is one of the most practical tools available for older adults. It does not require a gym membership, expensive equipment, or advanced training. Yet it influences blood sugar, insulin sensitivity, circulation, mood, inflammation, and mitochondrial health. Mitochondria are the tiny energy producers inside cells, and they play a major role in healthy aging. As the years pass, mitochondrial efficiency tends to decline, which may affect energy production and the body's ability to manage stress at the cellular level. Sustained walking can help improve how the body handles glucose. This matters because high blood sugar and insulin resistance do not just affect diabetes risk. They also influence inflammation, hormone signaling, and the availability of fuel in the bloodstream. A brisk walk encourages the muscles to use glucose, improves oxygen delivery to tissues, and supports a healthier metabolic rhythm. Morning walking may be particularly useful because it sets the tone for the day. It wakes up the circulation, supports mood, and when done outdoors, it also exposes the eyes and skin to natural light, which helps anchor the circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is another major piece of the puzzle. The body is designed to follow a daily cycle of alertness, eating, repair, and rest. When that rhythm is disturbed, many biological systems begin to drift out of balance. Hormones become irregular, sleep weakens, blood sugar control may worsen, the immune system becomes less coordinated. Modern life often pushes people out of sync through late-night screen exposure, inconsistent bedtimes, poor light exposure during the day, and meals eaten too close to sleep. Over time, this can create exactly the kind of internal stress that undermines healthy aging. Food choices also matter, especially those that provide specific protective plant compounds. Cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and especially broccoli sprouts contain natural substances that have attracted strong scientific interest. These compounds are studied because they appear to support detoxification pathways, antioxidant defenses, and the body's own systems for managing damaged cells. One of the most discussed compounds in this group is produced when these vegetables are chopped or chewed. That means preparation matters. Light steaming may preserve more benefit than overcooking, and raw sprouts may offer an especially concentrated source. What makes these vegetables so interesting is not that they are magical, but that they seem to activate the body's own protective machinery. Rather than acting like a drug, they appear to support the systems responsible for neutralizing harmful compounds, regulating oxidative stress, and helping cells manage damage before it becomes more serious. In a lifestyle built around prevention, this is exactly the kind of food that deserves a regular place on the plate. A cup of lightly prepared cruciferous vegetables or a small serving of sprouts each day is a practical habit with potentially wide-reaching benefits. Then comes what may be the most powerful habit of all, even though it is often treated as optional in modern culture. Sleep is not just rest. It is active biological repair. During deep sleep, the brain clears waste, hormone balance is restored, tissue repair accelerates, immune cells recalibrate, and the body performs maintenance that cannot happen properly during wakefulness. Yet many adults over 50 struggle with sleep without fully realizing how much it affects every other system. Some sleep too few hours. Others spend enough time in bed but get poor quality sleep, waking often or never reaching the deepest restorative phases. One reason this matters so much is that the body's night rhythm influences the production of melatonin. Most people think of melatonin as just a sleep hormone, but it also has antioxidant and regulatory roles. Darkness is essential for this process. Even small amounts of light at night, from screens, lamps, or hallway light, can reduce melatonin release. And because natural melatonin production tends to decline with age, protecting the sleep environment becomes even more important. A cool, dark room, a consistent bedtime, and reduced screen exposure before bed are not minor details. They are part of a serious strategy for better recovery. It is also helpful to avoid large meals too close to bedtime. When the body is busy digesting late at night, it may not shift fully into repair mode. A regular sleep schedule supports not only rest, but also immune function, hormonal balance, appetite regulation, and mental clarity. Adults who sleep well often feel better equipped to maintain every other healthy habit, from walking to meal planning to managing stress. In that sense, sleep is not just one habit among many, it is the habit that helps the others work. When you look at these practices together, a clear pattern emerges. Morning hydration supports circulation and internal cleanup. Fermented foods nourish the gut and may calm inflammation. Walking improves metabolic health, oxygen delivery, and energy production. Cruciferous vegetables provide plant compounds that support cellular defense. Restorative sleep allows repair systems to function at their highest level. None of these habits is dramatic on its own. None promises perfection, but together they create conditions in which the body is more capable of defending itself. This is the real message that many people need to hear. Prevention is not about fear. It is about creating a daily environment that favors resilience. It is about helping the body do what it is naturally designed to do when given the right support. And perhaps most importantly, it is not too late. Healthy habits still matter at 55, at 65, at 75, and beyond. The body may change with age, but it never stops responding to how it is treated. If you are wondering where to begin, start with what is easiest to sustain. Drink water when you wake up. Walk every day, even if you begin with 15 minutes and build from there. Add a fermented food you enjoy. Include more broccoli, cabbage, or sprouts in your meals. Protect your sleep like it matters, because it does. The goal is not to become perfect overnight. The goal is to create momentum. Small actions repeated consistently can transform the biology of aging far more than occasional extreme efforts. Too many people spend years waiting for a wake-up call before making changes. But the truth is that prevention begins long before a diagnosis. It begins in the ordinary moments that seem too small to matter. The glass of water, the walk after sunrise, the choice to eat foods that feed the gut instead of inflaming it, the decision to turn off the screen and sleep on time. These are not glamorous choices, but they are powerful ones. Your future health is shaped less by a single miracle and more by the rhythm of your days. Every morning gives you another opportunity to choose habits that support circulation, reduce inflammation, nourish the microbiome, protect the cells, and strengthen the body's ability to repair. That is not a fantasy. That is the practical side of healthy aging. And while no one can guarantee the future, building a stronger internal environment is one of the wisest investments you can make. So do not underestimate the power of simple habits. Do not assume that because something is natural, it must be weak. Some of the most profound effects in health come from the basics done consistently. Water, movement, sleep, plant foods, and gut support may sound ordinary, but when combined, they can become the framework of a body that ages with more strength, more clarity, and more resilience. And that may be one of the most important things anyone over 50 can begin working on today.